Today I am happy because I have seen this day. Amen.
The violence in Kenya's Rift Valley region is spreading quite fast. This is Naivasha, about 100 kilometers west of Nairobi. It is the latest to be hit by the ethnic violence gripping this country. Armed groups on a revenge mission attacked this house belonging to Luo, opposition leader Raila Odinga's community. The occupants and some of their neighbors had sought refuge inside from the violent youth. They now lie dead, their bodies still burning. Inside the town, police engaged gangs in running battles as soldiers struggled to remove the roadblocks. There was little traffic on the Nairobi-Naivasha highway, one of the country's major arteries. The few vehicles plying the road were stopped and searched for members of some ethnic communities. Using machetes and other crude weapons, the youths meted out brutal violence on anyone they found. There are now fears that the cycle of attack and revenge is already beyond the control of the security forces. Flying over Naivasha, we saw the devastation caused by the violence in the town, a popular tourist destination. Naivasha is also at the heart of Kenya's multi-million-dollar flower industry. In nearby Nakuru, the lawlessness continues. Houses continue to be torched as armed youth run amok. The displaced, frightened and desolate seek protection. Here, hundreds of families have sought refuge in a church. It cannot accommodate them all, and many have to live in the open. The Kenya Army deployed to quell the violence tries to help some of the displaced get away from the misery. We are in Afraha Stadium in Nakuru, which is home to thousands of people displaced from their homes. They have with them the little they managed to salvage from their destroyed houses. And here, those who have just arrived are queuing to register. They will have to do so, or else they don't get any help. Rose Hamoye is lucky to be alive. Her home was destroyed by armed gangs who killed some of her neighbors.
They came with machetes and were slashing people to death. I saw a schoolboy, his head was split in two. They were burning the houses of those that they killed. We've seen horrors here.
Displaced are well guarded in the stadium, but it's all they have. They have little to eat and no shelter from the rains and cold nights.
I've had nothing to eat all day. We cannot go out and buy any food, and we've consumed all we had. We just need to be taken away from here to our rural homes.
And the government is struggling to bring the bloodshed to an end. We caught up with the Rift Valley Provincial Commissioner just before he embarked on another aerial survey of the situation.
The situation is tense in the town here, Nakuru. At the outskirts, we have been able to maintain the security, and things will cool down. Of course, things are tense, but I'm sure we'll be able to overcome it.
And as the violence continues, the displaced in Nakuru are too afraid to go home. Some say they will wait here for calm to return. But for others, what they've just witnessed is just too harrowing, and they say they just want a safe passage out of the town. Mohamed Ado, Al Jazeera, Nakuru, Kenya.
For how long have they been here? Someone asked. Kabeno, tukol kumukoreto hidariga natia. Mostly immediately after the crisis. It's been like 2 years. 2 years. And that's just here because first they were Mwavieta Korea Bere. Post Naivasha camp. Kwa Vigari. All right. Like I told you, the first time they went into stadiums and they went into police areas and stuff. They've been here for 2 years.
Will there ever be an option for them to return to their homes?
That's a nice question. I already kind of know, so okay, cool. Okay. It's not the first time this is happening, so she's not going back there. She doesn't want anything to do with that place. We are going to have election every 5 years. And apparently most of us Kenyans haven't matured yet. So the same thing is gonna happen. So she doesn't want to take a risk of doing that again. She lost property this time, but the next time it might be her life or one of the kids or the husband, and they don't want that. So this is where they get to start everything from scratch. The government. Let me tell you something about the government. And I'm saying this on record, but I do not like our government. I was talking to the chief that is for this area, and he was telling me the government doesn't recognize these people. Like, what happened, these people were compensated. Like, I guess 25,000 for a family, and they brought their money together and bought land. So there's a bonus. The land where they're in right now is theirs. So what they're trying to do is bring up a home from that land. So like I said, everything they have, everything is donated. They had nothing. I mean, some people show me title deeds. This is title deed to my farm. How can I get this exchanged, or how can I sell this? Because it's not an option to go back there. It's never an option. We are going to be having elections in like 3 years now. The same thing is going to happen. We never grow out of it.
I might have missed this at the start, but it was just political unrest, or what?
Yeah.
What was the situation?
If your leader, like your MP, was supporting one side, and you have people from where you're from supporting the other, that is not acceptable there. How many people died?
2007 elections.
I do not know. Guys, do you know how many people died?
Many.
We had enough people who died, because like it was all over the world. Like even in my home area, it's only that in my home area we have so many Kikuyus. And by the way, this is not a Kikuyu camp. We have Kisis here, we have Masais here, and we have Narok people here, and it's not anything to do with tribes here. I mean, these people just need help. They're just gonna come together and reason as one. So in my home area, it was hard to just go anywhere. We were staying indoors. There is no way you could go. Because, like, I don't know if I'd be able to get the video where you could see someone really hacking into someone with a machete. It was that nasty. And they were just pulled out from a matatu. What tribe are you? Show me your ID. And he was hacked. Man, it was terrible. It was nasty. And that's the kind of thing we hope won't happen in the next 3 years and stuff. So that we don't have more people displaced. Let me tell you something about Kenya. We have Somali, we have Ethiopia, we have Uganda. All these people come to camp into Kenya when there is mayhem. Those countries are a bit not stable as Kenya is. But now we have people from Kenya really who are refugees in their own countries. IDPs, internally displaced people. That is where the name comes from. So 6 kids in this family, mom and dad, they are in this family. Okay? Food is a problem. When there is plenty of food, they'll do the 3 meals. When there is no meal, like he's telling me, most of the time when we get to come here, we usually come when it's almost over, or when it just ended. When there is no food, they only do supper and breakfast. Let me tell you what is taken for breakfast.